In January 2023, Patrick Clancy returned to his quiet suburban home with a takeout order and some medications. Instead of a normal evening, he found the house strangely silent and the primary bedroom door locked. After breaking through the door, the reality of the scene came into focus. His wife, Lindsay, lay outside on the ground below an open window, paralyzed from a suicide attempt. Down in the basement, their 3 young children, Callan, Dawson, and Cora, were found strangled with exercise bands. To everyone who knew her, this outcome was completely irreconcilable with the person she was. Lindsay was a dedicated labor and delivery nurse. By all accounts, including the heartbreaking testimony from the family's nanny, she was a deeply loving and attentive mother. When a person's actions violently contradict their established character, it creates a massive challenge for the justice system. The courts are built to punish malicious intent, but they struggle to process a tragedy born from a completely fractured mind. Prosecutors argue the killings were a calculated, intentional act of murder. To secure a conviction, they have to prove Lindsay knew exactly what she was doing. To counter that narrative, the defense brought in a forensic toxicologist to analyze Lindsay's blood, looking for the truth hidden inside her chemical makeup. The lab results revealed a heavily medicated system. The first layer of her prescription cocktail included heavy antidepressants, specifically mirtazapine. Alongside the antidepressants, the test detected the presence of lamotrigine, a drug commonly prescribed as a mood stabilizer. The blood work also showed quetiapine, often known by the brand name Seroquel. This is a heavy antipsychotic medication frequently used to treat severe psychiatric disorders like schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. While the levels of quetiapine were slightly elevated, the forensic toxicologist testified that none of these drugs were at a toxic or suicidal concentration. People attempting to end their lives via medication typically consume massive handfuls of pills, and her blood work did not reflect that pattern. For the defense, this chemical profile suggests a mother struggling to keep her head above water, utilizing a rotating door of powerful prescriptions to quiet a mounting psychiatric crisis. The toxicology report only offers a snapshot of a single night. To understand how her mental state deteriorated, the jury had to listen to excerpts from Lindsay's own personal journals. The diary entries document a steady escalation of symptoms in the months leading up to January. She described feeling incredibly sad, experiencing crushing anxiety, battling severe insomnia, and a profound brain fog that left her terrified she couldn't properly care for her newborn son. This deterioration eventually led her to check herself into a psychiatric hospital. She would later report hearing a male voice in her head, explicitly instructing her to kill her children and then herself. This chronological descent tracks the terrifying medical reality of postpartum psychosis. It is a total detachment from reality that forces the legal system to weigh whether criminal responsibility can even exist when a person's brain is actively working against them. The jury now faces a strict binary choice. A conviction means life in prison without the possibility of parole, while a not guilty verdict based on a lack of criminal responsibility could place her in a state mental health facility. But the scope of this tragedy extends well beyond the courtroom. A civil lawsuit filed against Lindsay's medical caregivers argues that the ever-shifting lineup of prescribed sleep aids, antidepressants, and antipsychotics was a severe failure in psychiatric care. Releasing a mother experiencing active psychosis and debilitating insomnia just 19 days before this tragedy highlights deadly blind spots in current maternal health protocols. When the medical safety net misses the severe warning signs of postpartum psychosis, the damage cannot be undone. It leaves a destroyed family, and it forces a rigid justice system to adjudicate a tragedy that proper healthcare might have prevented entirely.